Hello, everybody. How are you? I am Dr. Alicia with Coaching with Dr. Alicia, and we are here today for our book club meeting. And the name of our book is How to Be an Adult in Relationships. We've been reading this book just about every Sunday, and today we're going to finish up chapter 1. I can't believe we are just now on chapter 1, finishing chapter 1. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a hiatus, and then I'll come back when I'm done with going on vacation. So I got a vacation coming up. See, I got my vacation hair going on. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody for coming in. This is part 6. So if you're interested in parts 1 through 5, you can go to the show notes. And then that will click on those links, and that will direct you to parts 1 through 5. And this is part 6. So I welcome everybody. We are learning how to treat each other with dignity. We are learning the foundation to making sure that we carry ourselves in congruence with our values. And how we do that is to carry ourselves in a way that is adult-like. So, and not be triggered by things that hold us back and gets us off our course, off our path to portray to the world all of the things that we know we are and we want to portray to the people that we love, to the world, right? So this is the formula on how to do that. How do we behave with each other? How do we behave with each other when they say something that bothers us? How do we interact with somebody when we have a complaint? Last week, I talked about complaints, listening to complaints, being able to articulate complaints about someone who's very close to you. Listening to complaints without being defensiveness is the number one key to being an adult in relationships. So if you are in a relationship, a romantic partner, and that person comes to you and says, hey, I want to talk to you about something that bothered me, participate in the 5 keys to mindful loving, and you will find that on the other end of that complaint is an opportunity for you and that other person to be close to each other and to have a high level of intimacy. So complaint should be synonymous with reaching out and having someone be close to you, is when you listen to their concerns without being defensive and really being empathetic. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but it's really being heard. And for many of us, just being heard is half the problem, right? Not being heard, talking to someone and feeling like you're not getting anywhere with that person, that creates distance. So also what we talked about last week were practices, things that we can do every day in our lives that can help us live a way that's mindful. What do I mean by mindful? Mindful living means if someone does something that bothers you, instead of being reactive to that, you can stop, pay attention to how your body's feeling, pay attention to what's coming up for you, and just pay attention to, okay, this is bothering me. What is this reminiscent of in my past that is making me upset? So mindfulness is just being aware of your reactions, being understanding instead of reacting. It's filtering. Some people just, as soon as they get bothered, it goes from the gut out of their mouth. And so when you participate like that, sometimes you do and you say things that you normally wouldn't have done. That's not really who and what you really are, because I think all of us can behave in the way where it's respectable. So anyway, we're going to continue on with practices. And we are starting on page, what page is that? 50, looks like 51. We're starting on page 50. So all of us who are here, we are starting on page 50, and we are having a conversation. Let me turn my light up a little bit. We are having a conversation about practices on things that you can do to help you become an adult in relationships. Okay, so we ended with the practice of, last week we ended with 3 forms of listening. It's only our presence is enough to create trust and open a path to contentment. And they say in mindfulness, we can learn to listen to others as we listen to songbirds. Isn't that something? Songbirds, no judgment, no appreciation, only appreciation of diversity. So, not judging, appreciation of diversity. Y'all know what that means? Appreciating diversity is understanding that not everybody thinks the same way you do. So a great way to listen is to be able to understand that that person's world is different from yours, and it's okay. So being tolerant of differences, that's what they mean. Appreciation of diversity. Then our loving the birds, as St. Francis did, adds to the heart dimension. So all the different bird sounds we can appreciate, all the different perspectives that people have we can appreciate, and it doesn't have to be a personal attack against you just because someone thinks different from you. So that's where we ended last time, as a practice that we can do to make sure that we maintain maintain who we are and our sense of purpose and how we interact with others. Not enough discussion centers around this, by the way, from what I'm getting in contact with. So before I go on, I want to say hello. I see you, Willie. Willie, hello, Willie from Detroit. Hey, Detroit, wonderful. Love Detroit. Kanika Lemon, hello. And Sir D and Kenyatta Ramsey. Hey, Kenyatta. For some reason, that name sounds familiar. I think I've seen you in the chat before. I want to say hello to everybody. We are starting on page 50, and we're going to go all the way to the end of chapter 1.